Welcome back. Today we're diving deep into one of America's most beloved coins, the Jefferson nickel. More specifically, we'll be discussing the top 5 most valuable Monticello Jefferson nickel coins in the market today. We'll be covering various mint marks, conditions, and historical details that give these coins their hefty value. Let's get started. First up, we explore the fascinating world of the Monticello Jefferson nickel from 1967 no mint mark, and uncover how much it could be worth today. The Jefferson nickel has been a staple of American currency since 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. Designed by Felix Schlag, this 5-cent coin features a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and a depiction of his Monticello estate on the reverse. But what makes the 1967 nickels special? During this time, the U.S. Mint was producing coins differently due to a national coin shortage. From 1965 to 1967, mint marks were completely removed from all nickels, dimes, and quarters to discourage coin hoarding. So, if you have a 1967 Jefferson nickel, you won't find a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. Only the Philadelphia Mint produced them, but without a mint mark. The 1967 Jefferson nickels showed doubling on Jefferson's eye, nose, or inscriptions like, "In God We Trust." These errors can fetch anywhere from $1,000 to $4,000 depending on severity. This is where things get interesting. If your nickel has fully defined steps on Monticello, it's considered a full steps variety, and these coins are in high demand. Even a 1967 nickel in bad condition could sell for $1,500 to $1,000 or more. If your coin has a bite taken out of it, it might be a clipped planchet error, which collectors love. These can sell for $2,000 to $1,000 depending on the size of the clip and overall condition. Now that you know what to look for, here's how you can check your 1967 Jefferson nickel's value. Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to spot any errors. If Monticello's steps are clear and uninterrupted, you've got a rare one. Look up recent sales on platforms like eBay, Heritage Auctions, or PCGS Coinfax. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can certify your coin and assign it a value. A high-grade example in MS66 or MS67 could be worth thousands of dollars. Even if your 1967 Jefferson nickel is in bad condition, look for key errors, check for full steps, and consider professional grading if you think you have a valuable one. Some collectors are willing to pay hundreds or even thousands of dollars for the right coin. So, what are you waiting for? Go through your pocket change, check your old coin jars, and see if you have a valuable 1967 nickel. Who knows? You might just strike it rich. Next up, we're going to dive deep into one specific coin that may be sitting right in your pocket right now. The 1969 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark. And trust me, you're going to want to hear about its potential value in today's market. So let's take a closer look at this coin, what makes it stand out, and why its condition and lack of a mint mark could make it worth a lot more than you think. Let's start by understanding the history of the Jefferson nickel. First introduced in 1938, the coin has featured a portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the 3rd President of the United States, on the obverse, and Monticello, his iconic Virginia plantation home, on the reverse. This design was the work of Felix Schlag, and it's been a staple of U.S. coinage ever since. Now, the 1969 nickel is part of the series produced after World War II with the typical design. But here's where things get interesting. The 1969 nickel was minted in both the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. However, many 1969 nickels from Philadelphia didn't have a mint mark. And this is key when it comes to determining its value today. So, what's a mint mark? Mint marks are small letters located near the coin's date, indicating where the coin was minted. For example, coins from the Denver Mint have a D, while those from San Francisco are marked with an S. The Philadelphia Mint, however, doesn't put a mint mark on its coins at all. In the case of the 1969 Jefferson nickel, the lack of a mint mark means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. While this was the standard practice, it can make a big difference in how valuable the coin is today, especially when you consider its condition. Now, let's talk about the condition of the coin. As with any collectible, the condition of the coin plays a huge role in its value. A coin that's been well preserved or even uncirculated will be worth much more than one that's worn down or damaged. If your 1969 nickel looks like it was just pulled out of the roll and has sharp details, clear features, and no significant wear, it could be considered uncirculated. Uncirculated coins are highly sought after because collectors know they're rare and in pristine condition. So, what's a 1969 Jefferson nickel worth today? Well, it really depends on the condition of the coin. If you have an uncirculated 1969 nickel without a mint mark, its value can range anywhere from $501,000 or even higher, depending on the buyer. Uncirculated coins in mint condition are often in demand by collectors, so be surprised if someone is willing to pay top dollar for yours. On the other hand, if your 1969 nickel is in poor condition, its value is typically much lower. It might only be worth a few cents, maybe up to a $1,000 depending on its specific wear. However, even coins in bad condition can sometimes attract attention from collectors who are looking to complete their sets or find rarer examples. It's always worth checking with a coin dealer or using an online marketplace to get a more accurate estimate of its value based on current trends and demand. Before you start selling your 1969 nickel, it's important to know how to care for it. Handling coins carefully and storing them properly is crucial to preserving their value. Always use gloves when touching your coins to avoid oils from your skin damaging the surface. Keep them in a dry, cool environment away from direct sunlight, and consider placing them in protective holders like flips or capsules. There are also forums and communities online where coin collectors discuss values, offer coins for sale, or even trade. You might just find the perfect buyer or seller who's looking for that exact 1969 Jefferson nickel. So there you have it. The 1969 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark might be more valuable than you think, especially if it's in uncirculated condition. Whether you're holding on to a coin in bad shape or you've got a pristine example, make sure you take care of it and keep an eye on the market. Next up, we're diving into one of the most interesting and often overlooked coins in American history, the 1961 Monticello Jefferson nickel, specifically the one with the D mint mark. You might be wondering, is this just another common nickel? Well, stick around because we're going to uncover its history, the condition of the coin, and whether it holds any big value in the market today. The Jefferson nickel, introduced in 1938, replaced the old Buffalo nickel. Designed by artist Felix Schlag, the obverse of the coin features a portrait of the third President of the United States, Thomas Jefferson. On the reverse side, you'll find the iconic image of Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia estate, which has become one of the most recognizable symbols on American coinage. In 1961, the U.S. Mint produced a large number of Jefferson nickels. Specifically, the 1961 nickel came in two versions, one minted at the Philadelphia Mint with no mint mark and one with a D mint mark from the Denver Mint. This mint mark is crucial when identifying the coin's origin. In 1961, the Denver Mint produced over 191 million nickels, making them fairly common in circulation. So, how do these coins stack up in terms of value? Well, if you find 1,961 nickel in your pocket change, you're likely to make a fortune. It's in exceptional condition. First, let's talk about the condition of the coin. A nickel in uncirculated condition, like the one you're seeing here, looks brand new, almost as if it was just minted yesterday. These coins have little to no wear, and all the details are sharp and clear. Naturally, the better the condition, the higher the value. On the other hand, circulated coins are those that have been in circulation for a while. These show signs of wear, and the details may be faded or blurred. Unfortunately, coins in less than perfect condition are worth significantly less than their uncirculated counterparts. In average circulated condition, a 1961 D mint mark nickel is worth just like most regular nickels. In uncirculated condition, however, this coin can be worth significantly more, around $105,000, depending on the quality of the coin. Some high-quality specimens could even fetch up to $1,500 or more at auction. Now, if you have a 1961 Jefferson nickel in great condition, perhaps one that has been carefully stored and well maintained, It could be worth far more than you think, but remember, the market can be fickle. Prices fluctuate based on demand, rarity, and other factors. Why does the D Mint Mark version get some attention? Well, even though millions were made, the Denver Mint Mark coins sometimes have slight variations that collectors look for. Some of these variations, though minor, can cause a bump in value. So, while it's not a rare coin by any stretch, the 1961D still holds some significance in the world of numismatics. If you're wondering how to identify the mint mark, it's easy. Flip your 1961 nickel over and look just below the Monticello building. If you see a small letter D, it indicates the coin was minted in Denver. If there's no mint mark, it was made in Philadelphia. To wrap things up, the 1961 Monticello Jefferson nickel is not necessarily a big-ticket coin, but if you have it in uncirculated condition or discover a rare variation, it could still be worth something more than your typical nickel. Keep an eye out for those gems hiding in your collection, or maybe even in your pocket change. Next up, we're diving deep into a particular coin that's often overlooked but could hold some surprising value, the 1960 Monticello Jefferson 5-cent coin with the D Mint mark, circulated and in bad condition. You might be thinking, it's just a 5-cent coin, but trust me, by the end of this video, you'll know why this coin might be worth way more than its face value. Let's start by taking a quick look at the Monticello Jefferson nickel itself. The Monticello design was introduced in 1938, and the coin features Thomas Jefferson's profile on the obverse, with Monticello Jefferson's home depicted on the reverse. This particular nickel, the 1960 version with the D Mint mark, was minted at the Denver Mint. Over the years, these coins were produced in large quantities to satisfy the growing demand for everyday currency. However, as with many coins in circulation, some of them were handled quite a bit and became worn down over time. Now here's the thing. Even though the 1960 Monticello Jefferson nickel with the D Mint mark may seem like a basic coin to most people, it holds some interesting characteristics that could make it valuable today. Now let's talk about condition. One of the key factors that coin collectors consider when evaluating a coin's worth is its condition. And let me tell you, a lot of the 1960 Monticello Jefferson nickels that are out there are in poor condition due to heavy circulation. You'll find nickels with worn details, scratched surfaces, or even discoloration. When coins are in bad condition, or what we call circulated condition, in fact, depending on the rarity of the coin and demand in the market, these coins can still hold some value, even in a worn state. While it's true that the 1960 nickel wasn't as rare as some of the other Jefferson nickels or coins in general, the market for these coins fluctuates, and collectors often value coins based on their rarity, demand, and condition. First, let's talk about the D Mint mark. This particular mark indicates the coin was minted at the Denver Mint, and collectors sometimes pay more for coins minted at specific mints. The D mark is super rare, but it can still influence the coin's value. Rarity. The 1960 coin was produced in fairly high numbers, but over the years, many of these coins have been lost, damaged, or hoarded in personal collections. So, a nickel in decent to poor condition might still be somewhat scarce, depending on where you're looking. Coins in bad condition may still be sought after, particularly by collectors who are looking for coins from specific years, mints, or those that may have a particular historical significance. For a 1960 Monticello Jefferson nickel in bad condition, you might find it worth about $5,000. This is close to its face value, but keep in mind the value can still increase if it's part of a collector's set or if a buyer is looking for that specific year and mint mark in fair to good condition. If the coin is in a better circulated condition, the price can go up to anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000. This is where things get interesting because the market can shift and collectors often pay for coins that are harder to find or have historical interest. Now, if you're lucky enough to have a 1960 nickel that is in excellent condition or uncirculated, its value can skyrocket to somewhere between $400,000 to $5,000 or more depending on the demand and where you're selling it. Proof versions or coins with low mintage in perfect condition could go even higher, but for the average circulated coin, these numbers are on the high end. However, in terms of a badly worn or damaged coin, expect the market value to be much lower than these pristine examples. But there's always a market for coins that tell a story, even if they've been through a lot of circulation. Websites like eBay, Etsy, and dedicated coin seller sites are also great places to sell your coin. You'll want to take clear, detailed pictures of the coin so potential buyers can judge its condition. If your coin has some unique historical value, or if you want to see how high the bidding can go, consider an auction house that specializes in coins. So there you have it. While the 1960 Monticello Jefferson 5-cent coin with the D mint mark in bad condition may be worth a huge sum of money, it still holds a lot of value in terms of its history and what it means to collectors. Whether you keep it in your collection or decide to sell it, always remember that every coin has a story and might just be worth more than you think. Next up, we're going to be talking about a very interesting coin that might be sitting in your collection, or possibly in your pocket right now. Yes, we're talking about the Monticello Jefferson 5-cent coin from 1986 with a D mint mark. Now, I know what you're thinking, it's just a nickel, right? But trust me, there's more to it than meets the eye. In this video, we'll take a close look at this coin, its condition, the market value today, and why it might just be worth more than you think, even in bad condition. So stick around. Before we dive into the market value, let's take a step back and appreciate the history and design of the Monticello Jefferson 5-cent coin. First introduced in 1938, the Jefferson nickel features the portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, on the obverse. The reverse side showcases Jefferson's estate, Monticello, which was designed by renowned artist Felix Schlag. Now, this specific coin, the 1986 version, carries the D mint mark, indicating it was struck at the Denver Mint. And while it may seem like a simple coin, there's more going on here than just a historical design. Now, you might be wondering, what's the value of my 1986 Jefferson nickel, especially if it's in bad condition? Good question. Let's first talk about bad condition. When a coin is in bad condition, say with heavy wear, scratches, or discoloration, it will typically fall into a lower grade range, like very good. Or a coin like this, even in bad shape, might be a high value rarity, but that doesn't mean it's worthless. So let's talk about the 1986 Jefferson nickel, particularly the one with a D mint mark, which is key to understanding its value. Despite its bad condition, the 1986 D Jefferson nickel can still hold some value on the market, though it's important to note that it won't fetch as much as a pristine uncirculated example. In fact, the uncirculated versions of this coin can still be found for a relatively affordable price if they're in mint state quality. However, if you have one of these coins in bad condition, the market value will generally be lower. In uncirculated or good condition, you might see values around $505,000 per coin, while those in worse condition might hover around $1,001,000 each. But wait, here's the thing. These are average prices for common 1986 nickels. What could make yours stand out? The key to increasing the value of any coin, especially one in bad condition, comes down to rarity and demand. For the 1986 Jefferson nickel, it's necessarily a rare coin. There were millions produced. But certain factors can still affect the price. For example, if you have a coin with certain minting flaws or errors, it could make it more valuable even in a less than ideal state. Coins with double dies, misprints, or unusual strikes can sometimes fetch far more than the typical market value. So if you think your 1986 D mint mark nickel looks a little different than usual, it might be worth getting it professionally graded to see if it's a special find. Now, you might be wondering, how do I check if my 1986 D nickel has an error or is worth more? The easiest way is to look closely for any signs of doubling on the letters or numbers, especially on the date or the word Liberty. You should also inspect the Monticello building on the reverse side for any unusual details. These signs can indicate that your coin is something special. If you find something that looks promising, it's a good idea to send the coin to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They will assess the quality and rarity of your coin, and that could make a significant difference in its market value. Now, you might be wondering, does the value of these coins fluctuate much? Yes, it does. Coin prices can be impacted by shifts in the market, changes in demand, and even trends in collecting. While the 1986 D nickel might not be a gold mine in average condition, if you hold on to it, or if you find that your coin is a rare error, you could end up with a valuable piece. So, in conclusion, while the 1986 D Jefferson nickel may not be worth a fortune in bad condition, you should always be on the lookout for unique features that could increase its value. Even a common coin can become a hidden gem with the right collector's eye. Thanks for tuning in today. I hope you learned a bit more about the 1986 Monticello Jefferson nickel and how to evaluate its value. If you've got any of these coins lying around, take a closer look. And remember, even a well-worn coin might have a story to tell. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe for more numismatic tips, and leave a comment below if you've ever found something surprising in your coin collection. Until next time, happy collecting.